Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than Welcome to Dallas, we lost some legends. Welcome to Dallas, what hood you rep.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? It's Poofy Man back again with another episode of the Poofy Man podcast. Simple name, complex conversation. I'm working on a tagline, so if you got any ideas, please let me know in the comments. Anyways, right to it. Today we're going to be talking about whether or not the conspiracy theory, I guess, of whether or not the Illuminati is a real organized, group of folks, whether it exists in reality or if it's more of a myth, whether it's fake or just not real altogether. And I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in and tell you, I do not believe that in 2026 there is an organized cabal of extremely uber wealthy men with white hair that get together in a little room on Thursday nights and put candles, light candles in the middle of the room, do little chants, wear cloaks, and scheme, evil plots against the world. I don't think that that's real. Okay. However, is it likely that the top 0.0001% of earners in America is it likely they get together? Yeah, there's like 6 of them. They're probably very good friends. Why? Because that's a very lonely tax bracket to be in, I think. Who in the fuck? I don't know anybody, I don't think, that could hold a conversation in reality with any of these people. Elon Musk, like, what the fuck am I going to talk to him about? Yeah, man, stars, like, ooh, Mars is like hot. Ooh, like, oh yeah, no, I've never had caviar. Like, he's an alien to me. Like, he might as well be from planet Guptog or whatever. It's just like ridiculous. And so to think that would be weird that Elon Musk, when he's having his birthday parties coming up and he's trying to figure out who to invite and who not to invite, like, that he goes, okay, well, let's see, Zuckerberg, like, no, he's boring. There's Larry Page, like, okay, I have to invite him. The Rothschilds, oh yeah, they're a blast, like, bring the whole gang, That's about it. That's about it when you're a trillionaire or even a billionaire, really, and so, yes, that is likely that they hang out a lot. But just because you're not invited to it doesn't necessarily mean that it's poised against you. Okay, it's not, the world is not against you. People are just for themselves. Okay, that's the reality of it. So yeah, man, he needs a birthday party too. Bring Larry Page, I guess. Bring the freaking Rothschilds. Bring all these people. The rich bankers that you've never heard of and stuff like that. The Clintons. They might be an interesting group. So long as they don't start eating people's faces or whatever. But regardless, the other part of that is I don't think that when they do get together, or even when there is a closed door meeting, exclusive to people in that tax bracket, I don't necessarily think that means because the door's closed that what they're talking about is somehow just inherently evil. I don't know why people just assume that. It seems kind of unfair and sort of, I guess, almost like prejudice in a way. I mean, like, these people, they've just been successful. They've worked hard. They're everything that you want to be until they get it and you haven't, and then you get mad and jealous and feel some kind of way about it and start, trying to vindicate your own inadequacy or whatever, which is exactly what some of this stuff is based off of. Regular people like to, it's better in our minds. I'm one of you, so I feel better going to sleep at night. Like, I won't wake up in a panic or something, sweaty and breathing heavy. if I can at least trick my brain into accepting the reality that this whole thing is like rigged against you from the jump, or me from the jump, that helps me go, well, you never had a chance anyways. You're special. You're just not in the club. You got to keep working hard, but like the reality is that door, you have to have a key to it, and it's, like it's not up to me. Otherwise, life gets pretty hard when you have to face as you get older, and the reality sets in that every day you're just less and less special, and it's only compounded by the fact that these guys are breaking records everywhere, the first trillionaire, and all this, going to Mars, all this stuff. Yeah, man, like, I'm just trying to pay my bills right now. Like, I get it. I get the idea. It's a safety net. It's a nice little crutch. It feels good. And guess what? You deserve it if it makes you feel better. But the truth is, it's not real. However, again, some of it is rooted in reality. So, in actuality, coincidentally, in the year 1776, in May of 1776, to be more precise, off in a far distant land that no longer exists called Bavaria, the Illuminati was actually founded by a group of well-intentioned sort of revolutionaries, who founded this secret society on a couple core principles. And they're kind of similar to the Freemasons and other societies that had been formed before and during this time. And it revolves around the idea of distancing themselves from, ideological traps, espousing beliefs based off of faith, or especially religion in this case. We're just, they believe that to be a path to deceit and corruption. And they felt that the only true path to, to the truth, to seeking in their pursuit of finding the truth in the order of things, they felt the only way there was by building it using reason and logic and rational skepticism and deductive reasoning, things like this, scientific method, which in I guess as it's played out is probably a good fight. That's a noble pursuit. But at the time it was, you would probably be strung up and lit on fire for something like that. That's not funny, but it's very exaggerated. That's what's funny about it. And people were strung up and lit on fire for this. So just letting you know. But there's also a weird thing that I found when I started to dig even deeper. I mean, we've all heard of the Rothschilds, but that's not really conspiracy. That's just kind of venture capitalism, really. I mean, it's just sort of good business that they did, and they were paid handsomely for it. Yes, cut some throats. Yes, played both sides of wars, sure. But, I mean, it's just a squirrel out here trying to get a nut, you know what I mean? Give them a break. But one thing is not so easy to explain away. So, in 2010, a 12-year-old girl, in the United States, was tasked with the responsibility of, completing some school project that had to do with genealogy. And she decided to, put a genealogical table or tree together that detailed the bloodlines of our presidents. And what she found was pretty astonishing. So apparently, and you can look this up, 43 of the then 45 presidents, so this was stopped at Bush, up to Bush, 43 of the 45 were all related and could be linked through blood back to one king, King John of England, who just so happened to be a Plantagenist, a family that essentially established monarchy as kind of the principal ideology in Europe. So that's pretty weird. I mean, what is the probability of that? It's got to be almost impossible, right? So, anyways, as usual, I'm probably going to do a part 2 on this because there's still more to explain and it's kind of fun to dig into. So, as usual, drop your comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I missed something. Maybe you got some information I don't. I would love to hear it. Just think about it. That's crazy. Anyways, time to get the day started. More to do all the time. So until next episode, this is Poofy Man signing off.
Welcome to Dallas, the home of the killers. Welcome to Dallas, sharks and gorillas. The girls, they going harder than. Welcome to Dallas, we love some legends. Welcome